So when we do word problems in standard form, the first thing that's kind of helpful to know is that, man, it's kind of weird because I've been dealing with slope and intercept and slope and beginning value and slope and all this stuff. You don't need to know anything about slope to do a problem in standard form. You also don't need to know anything about a beginning value in standard form. Okay? And I know that probably makes you think, well, then what the heck are we doing? So just a little reminder what standard form looks like, right? You have your x term, your y term, your equal sign, and then your constant. And that's what standard form looks like, okay? It's going to take us a few minutes to kind of refresh our memory with what standard form is used for. It's not very useful if you can't really, usually what do we do with standard form? We turn it into slope-intercept form. Not today. All right. So let's say that you guys are going on an NJHS field trip. And Miss Krupe and Miss Budziak are planning it, and they call, and they were too late reserving buses because there are no more school buses, so they have to go with this company that only has vans. They have two kinds of vans, small vans and large vans. And small vans can fit 8 people, and large vans can fit 12. So Miss Budziak says, let's just get all small vans. I only want 8 students on a van because 12 is too many and they'll start acting up, right? So, Miss Budziak wants all small vans but no large vans. So the question is, how many would she need if small fits 8 and large fits 12? But Miss Krupe says, well, let's just go with the fewest number of cars out on the road, keep our kids safer. Let's just go with all large vans. So if I wanted all large vans, how many would I need? Right? Okay, so this is what we're going to talk about, and this is where highlighter number 1 comes in. Because I'm reading the sentence and it says, man, first of all, it looks like a lot of words, doesn't it? Okay, your class is taking a trip. You can travel in small vans or large vans. So the first thing I'm going to do is designate a color to each of the 2 things we're talking about. Whether that's going to be hamburgers and hot dogs in a later problem or T-shirts and shorts in a different problem. Today it's small or large. So before I highlight anything else, I want to highlight 8 in pink also. Why? Because that's the amount that a small van holds. Then I'm going to get a different color and highlight large. And I'm going to highlight 12 in large because that's how much a large van can hold. Okay? Dorian, will you grab the door, please? And the most important thing that I need to know is how many people do I need to fit on these vans? And I'm going to use orange for that. Use whatever color you want. That's going to be my total. And then the yellow is still just kind of reserved for my question. There's always that question at the end that I need you to answer for all 3 types of problems. All right, so let's recap what we just did. We are kind of being detectives and dissecting the problem. We're saying small vans hold 8, large can hold 12. I have a total of this many people. I have everything I need to write an equation in standard form right now. But before I do that, I want you to do one thing off to the side here, and it's actually really important. So you know how we use C for cost and H for hours and all that stuff? Okay, I want you to put over here, and here's how you're going to know what to put. Small was mentioned in the problem before large, so I'm going to use X is going to be the small, which means Y is going to be the large. And you have an option. Right now, you are about to, because you know how everything is, says, write the equation. Before you write the equation, you got to decide, do you want to use X's and Y's or S and L? Doesn't matter. So watch, this is how it comes together. It's actually really simple. It's $3 for every, not $3, sorry. 8, because the next problem we do is 3. So 8 people can go in a small van, 12 people can go in a large van, and I need to fit 144 people. Or you could have written 8 in a small, 12 in a large. So if you are going to use S, use lowercase cursive just because it doesn't look like a 5. And an L obviously could look like a 1, so use a cursive one. Okay? Now, let me just kind of show you, before we do this problem, you probably could, you want to chat? Yes.
Do you have any of these people? Pinkham, Schultz, Shellman, Smith, Bell, Gallagher, Bradshaw. Where are they? No one in this whole hall's got any of these.
Check.
Check Tech Hall.
Tech Hall.
Tech?
Yeah. Vetris, right? Will she have? Yeah. Check Tech Hall.
Vetris Language Lab, Miss G created.
Probably there. Getting your miles in today. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right. Up here. Back up front. Interruption. We got it. Ready? So, I have written this equation in standard form. That's what I need. Because remember how I said on the assessment, I want you to be able to do more than, because I have kids who will go, they'll read the whole question and they'll go, 5. They'll give me an answer. They'll say 5. And I'll say, how'd you get it? They have no idea. So the algebra part of it is being able to explain how you got there. Okay? So watch what you're doing. I want you to put 3 blanks at the bottom of that workspace there. Okay? Because here's what this means. It means that you're going to have 3 answers. If you think back to what standard form was when I had you do it, didn't I have you find the x and y intercept? Do you remember me saying, okay, so first of all, put 3 ordered pairs. Hey, if x is 0, what would y be? Or if y was 0, what would x be? Yeah, remember this? Remember I said take your finger and cover one of them up? So we got to go back. It's only 4-5. We did this in 4-3. The lesson before last. We did this, okay? So, do you remember how I said Miss Budziak didn't want any small vans? Or vice versa? So if you put a 0 in for S, that basically means 8 times 0 is 0. What equation do you see? 12y equals 144. And if I solve for that, I get y equals 12. So you mean if I don't want any small vans, then I'm going to need 12 large vans to fit 144 people? Yeah, you could do that in your head, right? Okay. So let's go with what Miss Groupie said, or vice versa, whatever. She doesn't want any large vans. She wants all small. So this time I'm going to make the L, or the Y, equal to 0. And what equation do you see? 8s, or 8x equals 144. And when I divide both sides by 8, I get 18. So, watch where we're at right now. If I don't take any small, all large, I need 12 large vans to fit this many people. But if I take all small but no large, then I need 18 vans to fit all those people. Okay? Well then, the lady at the other end of the van company says, sorry, we have 15 small vans available. The rest you'll have to take in large. So you need to be able to know how many large will you need. So now here's why this little bit of information is so important right here. Because where do I put 15? In for the x or the y? What is 15? It's small. And small is x. So I say 8 times 15 plus 12y equals 144, and the rest is history from here. You should be really cruising through this part of it. By the time we get into almost February of honors algebra, solving equations needs to kind of come second nature to you. We do it a lot. So y is 2, and if y is the number of large vans, the final answer as an ordered pair is 15, 2. Do you understand why? No. Because x is small and y is large. And if I need 15 small vans, you need 2 large. Here's a really easy way to check yourself. You take your calculator and you say, okay, how many people can I fit in a small van? So if I have 15 of them, that counts for 120 people. And how many can I fit in a large? 12. And I have 2 of those. So 120 plus the 24. Can I fit all 144 people? Yeah. So that's how you check it. So you want to know a really easy way to know when you are at the standard form word problem on the test? Because there's going to be 3 blanks, and it's going to say answer, answer, answer.
So we do have to have all 3?
Yep, you have to have all 3. So it's going to say, what if I want all hot dogs, no hamburgers for my family reunion? What if I want all hamburgers, no hot dogs? But, of course, you can't have one of, all of one and none of the other. Let's get some hamburgers and some hot dogs. Got it? Okay, so let's go down to number 2. Let's get our highlighters out. What 2 things are we talking about? T-shirts and shorts. There's a really good flea market. I have been saving my money to go to this flea market because they have good clothes there. And I have $108 to spend. So I can either buy T-shirts for $4.50. See how the first thing you do is identify it? Or shorts for $6. I have a total of $108 to spend. That's my equals. And then the question I want to know is, if I got 12 pairs of shorts, then how many shirts did I buy? I want you guys to know that I know you're smart kids. If you eventually did some trial and error, could you figure out the answer? Yeah. You would multiply this, and then you would try this. If that didn't work, you tried a different set. If that didn't work, you tried a different set. And by the time you tried all the combinations, the kid next to you using algebra could have solved it in half the time that you used trial and error. So let's set this up. Let's let X equal the number of T-shirts, and Y is going to equal the number of shorts. Okay? Which means then it's going to be T-shirts, comma, shorts in my answer. That's helpful to see. Which means $4.50 for every T-shirt, $6 for every pair of shorts, and I have $108 to spend. If you don't like the T and the S, use X and the Y, whatever you want to do. All I know is I have my standard form equation ready. I have to find my 3 answers. One of them, I'm going to have no T-shirts. I have 1,000 T-shirts. How many of us have 1,000 Riverview T-shirts at home? Right? Sports, every fundraiser. I don't need any T-shirts. I want all shorts. How many could I get? Well, I don't have any T-shirts, but I have tons of shorts. I don't need any shorts. How many T-shirts can I get? Or the last one is going to be, I want some of each. Yeah, so now my question is, where does 12 go? First or second? If I bought 12 pair of shorts, do you see how important this little tidbit of information is? Okay, so the 12 is going to go here. So then how many shirts could I get if I walk out of there and say, I am not leaving this flea market without at least 12 pairs of shorts? Okay? So, absolutely, yes. Okay? So now that I have this information, let's do this. Let's make T equal to 0, so let's cover it up. Let's say 6S equals 108. Let's divide by 6. And then you'll find out if you don't want any T-shirts, you can get 18 pairs of shorts for $6 a piece. But what if you don't want any shorts? Then for 50, T equals 108, 4.5, 4.5. Then you divide this, and you can get 24 T-shirts because they're cheaper. It makes more sense. You can get more. They cost less. But I want a well-rounded wardrobe. I want 12 pairs of shorts. Where do I put 12? In for the Y, so it goes here. And part 3 is 4.5T plus $6, 12 pair. So I'm going to have 4.5T plus 72. And then I'm going to subtract that 72 from my 108 because that's my shorts cost. And then I'm going to still have that, and I'm going to have $36 left over to spend on T-shirts rather. And then when I divide, I'm going to be able to get 8 T-shirts. Here's how you know if you're right or not. You get your calculator out. How much does a T-shirt cost? So I can get 8 t-shirts for $4.50. That's $36. How much do shorts cost? That's $72 plus my $36. Is that how much money I brought to the flea market? Yep. Okay. Standard form is not that bad, is it? Okay. So I would like you to try. GLC is making wreaths for a Christmas fundraiser. They're making small wreaths for $3, large wreaths for $5. Their goal is to make a $300 profit. If they sold all small and no large, how many would they have to sell? If they sold all large and no small, how many would they have to sell? And what if they already sold 50 small on day one? How many large would they have to sell on the next day to reach their goal? Okay? Yeah, I realize this is an easy one that you could probably do in your head. But it's about showing your algebraic reasoning and thinking to show me that you can get to that point.